How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Pappy. Yeah, you damn right. I had to get stuff lined up for later on today, and I realized that I might be too worn out to, perform. Won't be prepared to perform, so I figure why not just get it in now? At least at a bare minimum, finish this off. Our majestic bat hunt. You know what we like to do? Like to pick up where we left off, hit the ground running. We don't look back. Happy Monday morning, everybody. I wish good fortunes in the wars to come, and now they begin. Yeah, sounds like one of my cousins who's had a thyroid problem his whole life. He's like a fucking polar bear. He lives in an igloo though, but he just came back from the hospital. He had a seizure, diabetic seizure, while he was at work, and while he seized out, he inadvertently snapped his fucking back. Yeah, and he's like, I don't know, 8, pushing 8, and he just lost fucking, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds being there, but that's a formality. But that's good. I'm taking it. What was your weight prior to that, though? Before I make an assumption, I need to assess the situation completely. I mean, you're the one who's providing the information. It's not like anyone's you know, trying to squeeze it out of you. What were you at prior? Okay, well, there's not. Hey, there's always room for improvement, man. I mean, if you're constantly talking about this with me and not being dumb or nothing, this has nothing on you or me. This is a formality, but you don't know me for campaign. Obviously, this is something that you take very seriously, and it sounds like you're trying to reassess your situation as we speak right now, which is a good thing. Like I said, there's always room for improvement. If you were there before, you can get back there again. I can tell you that. Eventually, well, that's where you limit yourself. The minute that happens, that's one less option that's removed from you, willingly or unwillingly. Well, I'll tell you this right now, man. I'm a big eater. A lot of people assumed I had tapeworm or some shit, man. Because I'll eat the hinges off a fucking refrigerator door. And I'll leave that refrigerator a hollow vessel with no substance. Oh, yeah. I'll wait for somebody to restock, too. If I was a food burglar, yeah. No, because food is one of my major outlets. I love food. But I'll tell you this right now. I can relate to the fullest extent when it comes to what you're talking about just because of my cousin. He's a polar bear. But, he went from being 180 freshman year going into summer before being a sophomore. And by the time he was a sophomore in high school, which was like 3, 4 months later, his thyroids went out on him and he was threatening 500 pounds. You see what I'm getting at? And it didn't matter what they did for him. Lap band, this, that. The only time I ever seen him like lose weight that like was undeniable and there was no way of getting around it would be like, God forbid, if we were locked up at the same time. Last time I was locked up, '09. He was locked up too. I ended up, they were opening a new addition to the jail, and we got put in one of the new pods, and so it was all different. But like, he wasn't really eating up in there. Just like he couldn't lay down on them little tiny slabs because of how big he was. When you're 6'3" and you're a fucking parade float, this is not you. So don't take that. You gotta take that. That wasn't for you. I'm just saying. My fucking cousin, he takes pride being large and in charge, but he lost a lot of weight every time he was locked up. That's what I'm getting at. And like prior to that, when he did his first bit, probably 5 years prior to that, he lost like 350 pounds. And I mean, so believe me. But with him, it was just flat out not eating, not eating, not eating. And he had so much package, all those rations or thrashings that come through to get them for hunger, you know, those calories just, here, you can take this. We'll settle up later. Almost like a bear in hibernation, you know? Because with him, like I said, those little slabs, when you're that big, you can't lay on them, not even sideways. And, you know, being that big, you usually got, you know, breathing problems. And with him, he totally did because when you smoke 3 packs of fucking Newports a day, yeah, the writing's on the wall. And I'm not talking Pink Floyd, but he had to sit up on those slabs and they actually had to bring a fan in, leave the chuck hole open. And he had air, you know what I'm saying? Just so he could breathe easy. Well, you know, it's not hard to become a glutton when you know you're the master of disaster. But like with him, he's just been, you know, rough ever since he copped the diabetes. You know, I don't know what it is. It's like I just was very surprised he didn't hurt himself more. But I just wish, you know, he didn't happen at work, because if it wouldn't happen at work, he'd still have a job. And that's what I'm saying. Like, being that big, he maintained full-time jobs. You know what I'm saying? But like, obviously, you know, you gotta look after yourself. Oh, there's our second one. Even though we don't need them, but okay. If it ain't broke, we ain't fixing it. Okay. We want some of them bats, like them shiny ones. We want them nice bats. Gotten a little over 12 bats so far out of everything that we've done throughout the last 4 or 5 days when it comes to quarters. Oscar the Grouch over here. Oh yeah, see. So obviously, you know, I'm talking. I'm giving you straight venom. You know, the straight knowledge. I'm not going to waste my breath otherwise. If I don't know something about something I can't relate, I'm not going to sit there and say it. But yeah, what you just said, I wish you were here, because we go over there right now. He's got you by 11 degrees. He's got his shit down to 40, 49 or 48 or some shit. Savvy? Capiche? So yeah, I think we're the same in that regard, because he just and you can't have it any other way. It's the only other way to somewhat be comfortable. But with him, yeah, he just got back from the hospital and was like, man, bro, the fuck. Like, you guys, he's like, I missed one of my shots. Well, obviously, you have no room for air, and you don't have the luxury to be missing them, because look what the fuck you just did. You fucking crappie flopped and frothed absent fucking venom, snapped your fucking back in the process, and lost your job inadvertently. Not, you know, like, rations of fucking thrashings. Well, you know, see, the whole thing is on their side of the family, the thyroid thing, it runs a little deep. But like, anybody who's big like that because of the thyroids, they all productive people. Like, these ain't people who lay around that you're going to see on TV where they had to cut the ceiling open and bring a fucking construction crane in to pull them out. These are people who get up and live normal lives, the best of their ability. I mean, when you're working full-time jobs, obviously you're a productive citizen, especially if you've been in trouble before and then you've broken that cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that you just, yeah, pure credibility and reputation, you know. If you're known for flipping the script, and you know, like I said, you have to really want that change. But like, that's what I'm getting at. So like, how do you think I feel? Because there's been times where like, it's like you have to say something you don't want to say, and it's like, hey, you did it out of love and care, no matter how they were gonna take it. Like most people would take rejection, you know, but it's like, or constructive criticism or any of that, you know, just you know, somebody might think they're being chastised or demarginalized when you're trying to give them some positive reinforcement or whatever the case may be, whatever's going to float the boat. Either or, though. Oh, it always stay open. It never closed. It's like we'll never be stopped the wars. We'll always be battling these wars. Well, hey, you're gonna. This is my big thing. As long as you can get up out of bed, you can bathe yourself, you can maintain all your all your normal stuff. Cross your T's, dot your I's, and iron out your wrinkles, okay? And then if you got responsibilities and obligations, they actually come first. But you got to remember, you can't help nobody unless you can help yourself. So back to the drawing board. If you don't want to have to go back to start, do not go to jail. Go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I suggest you just make sure you take care of yourself because, like I said, when you're at that point, there's no room for error because all sorts of other things can just come out of anywhere. And you know what they say, one little thing might be an annoyance or a nuisance or a tolerance, but when you got 12 or 13 of them, it cause a major fucking problem. And if you wait too long and leave shit on the back burner, you're, oh, fuck. Pondering there with regret, prostate with grief. Oh. Well, you're admitting this, okay? So obviously you know you've got some determination because you wouldn't be talking about it unless you want to get out of it. So let's put this in the hindsight 2020 retrospect. You know what I'm saying? You know what you need to do now. No matter how hard or, how bad you think you are, that you just ain't got a chance. It's stacked against you. I mean, you're done before you started. You got to be the polar opposite. Because I'll tell you this right now, you have to want it. Some people don't want it. You have to really want it. Like some people get so used to the same thing over and over again that it becomes second nature. So, and nothing good in life comes easy, man. But you got to remember, nothing gets in the way of progress either. Nothing exceeds but excess. If you don't try, you'll never know. Yep. And you want to know what? That's a mental thing. That's not a physical thing. That's mental. And I'm not talking screws in your head loose. I'm talking like because of what you're going through. That's the whole carrot and stick ploy to keep you where you're at. Stuck on an island like Gilligan type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, dude. What you're doing is you obviously have courage. You're a man of principle. And obviously you want it. There's our... Okay, there's two. It ain't broke, we ain't fixing. Okay. But yeah, dude, you have to get the fuck up out of that mar. Fuck everything else. You gotta get up there. You gotta start getting mobile. And this is the thing. You might be one of them people like me don't like to ask for help. If you gonna need help, do it. Because I guarantee the minute that you get somebody's attention and they realize what you're saying, they would probably, secretly in their mind, they probably would pay you to help you. But they just weren't going to tell you that because they'd be so surprised to hear what's going to come out of your mouth. All them lips, all them hips, all them honey dips. You never know what's going on one side of a coin to the other. Can't leave unless you come in, so you're already in. Yeah. Trying to beat them frogmen again. Happy, I had a feeling you were going to be up. I actually was going to hit you up, be like, hey, I think I'm going on here in a little bit, man. But I was like, man, he up. I was like, he up. Let me ask you this. Do you own a vehicle? Nice. Nelson. Well, I'm glad you found that instead of pointing at somebody going, good job over there. Gratitude. It warms the heart. You got a vehicle, all right. No, you don't? All right, what was your last vehicle that you owned? And what was it? See, that's crazy because don't take this the wrong way, but people have heard this before. You ever heard that myth? It's not a myth. It's true. Big people in little vehicles. My cousin has a Hyundai Elantra that he's had since he was a kid. It's got 400,000 miles on it. He can't drive it no more, but he can still fit into that thing. And even when he couldn't, he did. Ford Pinto, Acura Legend, Geo Metro Tracker. Mad, can you fit in any of that? F-150. Extended cab or no? If you had the extended cab, then you had more room in your cabin. All right. And there's nothing wrong with a Renault. My dad owned a Renault. Very unique car. Yeah, I have a Civic. Civic Hybrid. When it does get drove, about 52 miles a gallon, but don't really get. It's the first vehicle I copped back once I got my driving permit after going through damn near 10 years of bullshit with Secretary of State. You know, when you abuse a privilege that you don't have to begin with, they make you jump through hoops and hire like Barnum and Bailey Circus Bear. Actually, there's a video where I was actually going to work in that motherfucker, and it went dead on me. It's fixed now. I just don't drive it. I ain't got room to have motherfuckers sitting around, so it just sits in a garage. But well, bro, I can obviously tell that you do not want to be rooted where you're at this current time. You want to get the fuck up and do something and be somebody. It's hey, don't take this the wrong way, but it sounds like things that I see around here in Chicago every day. Motherfuckers selling shit for fucking drugs, like, or stealing this or doing that, conning whatever, stealing packages off people's fucking thing, all sorts of shit. But people don't realize food is an addiction too. It's not your fault. We're all, we're not impervious to stuff. We all are receptive to that stuff at any time. You're damn right. The bat and the baby know how to behave. And whoever passes the sentence must swing the sword. So you'll learn to behave or your head will roll away. Saratoga effect. Behave. Bat's my favorite one in the whole wide world when it comes to the quarters. Okay. You haven't tried. If you don't try, you'll never know. Hey, bro, you got an Instagram? I got an Instagram channel that coincides with this. Follow it. DM me. Send me a follow. No, because you seem like you need a little bit more support than maybe what you have. Something to help drive ass. I got enough Kindle and I'll light a fire up under your ass. I bet it'll move out of the fucked up bed. I bet you won't become a crispy critter. And you ain't gonna pull that kindergarten stop, drop, and roll shit in that bed either. Nah, just to stay in it if I light that. No, you gonna get up. I light a fire up under there. You'll get up. You'll get up. I guarantee it. With help, I guarantee it. If you want up, we'll get up. Fuck. Sounds like you're growing at a geometrical rate, bro. Well, I can just tell by the way you carry yourself and your demeanor, you have the makings of a varsity athlete. You just haven't had a lot of faith in yourself because when you're stuck like this, don't be stuck like this in a fucking room doing something somebody's going to leave for speculation. You have no idea what they're doing in there. You have no idea. Grandma up to that damn voodoo bullshit again. I'm telling you, crack it with a 2x4. Yeah, that sounds like one of those good problems, man. That 999? Oh, yeah. Sounds like they know how to behave over there. Well, you heard me, Dev. When you get off here, go to Instagram. There's a page that goes with this. Same the same. Hit it. Like I said, because you obviously are trying to get the fuck up out of that fucking quagmire. And, yeah. It needs to happen. It can't, hey, I don't know what the fuck you're worried about everybody else thinking for. You got, hey, the moxie on you. The moxie in this man, I'd have to say. I'd be proud to call you my son. You're not understanding. You asking him. I'll explain it to you. You're on autopilot when this shit's going down because you're already in a trance getting pulled down. You on autopilot, fight or flight. Eat or beat. That's all there is to it. Stay large and in charge, autopilot. He's shaking it off right now, can't you tell? He wouldn't be on a live stream talking about his personal fucking transgressions otherwise. The moxie on this man. Like I said, I'd be proud to call him my fucking son. I don't know. I keep the bats in captivity. They don't go nowhere. They're for the army. They're for the Legion. Coin conquest. Coin carnage. The bat and the baby always know how to behave. With the birds and the bees, and believe me, they're born with their aviation license, so I can get at you at any way. In any way, shape, or form, full Blitzkrieg. You sound like Terminator 1 in the intro. Fuck you, asshole. Now you're supposed to come and gut everybody and make them give it up. Wow, it is one of those old gold-plated ones. By the way, guys, I want to let you know. You know, we've been coming across a lot of them tarnished ones. You know, like the Kennedys. And then those one tarnished ones of these that are just different colors. Most of them are like this. They're like this, just worn out. But that's a gold one if you notice. You can just see it on in there. Worn out gold strike. Hell no. Well, at least it's the Spartans. We know they stand true at the Hut gates. Well, how about this one? Hey, mister, you got a dead cat in there or what? What's the response? No, yeah. The 12 gauge autoloader, the 45 auto slide with laser sighting, the Uzi 9mm. You really know your guns, man. Anyone needs to be simply for home defense. So which one you mean? All. You can take these there, but you can't take that. Hey, what you doing? You can't do that. Wrong. Boom! Out of there. You better tell Granny she better get done with that method. What the hey? Since you know that, look. What is she doing, man? Or do I gotta get Edward Norton and the illusionist in here? I don't like that shit. Something smelling fishy, I'm feeling it. And that should say, efficiently save the manatees. Son of a guns. And they making me cop these fucking commie tripe. Nah, somebody's gonna get head placed upon pike. There's more to the pitch than meets the eye, though, broski. I'm not one-sided. I'm sorry. I step back and look at everything. You know what I'm saying? I got 20/20 vision. I don't need x-ray specs. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. When you look too hard, you don't see the other things, the fine little things that we take for granted in life. Inadvertently. most of them. But if you're a coy, fucking cute, smug son of a gun, yeah, you might be trying to rub it in people's face like bags of Panamanian dog shit. But other than that, no. Hey, hey, there's no such thing as perfect, man. I'm not saying you came in. Hey, I barely look at the screen because most of the time when I'm just keeping my mind at the task, everybody else takes care of it for me. But then when I look up and then I see that people have been like catapulted and stuff, that's when I got to start pondering because it's like, okay, who ain't behaving? And I know people have been taken out inadvertently or on accident because they were the next person next to it. I don't know. I had some people pleading their cases, and I got to look into it. There's actually a lot of stuff going on here that needs to start happening that I need to start being more thorough and consistent with, but it's a little hard to because at any time I could be back on the floor and I would have to be doing this like right after work, and that's always early in the morning, but it's never going to be at 12:30. It's always going to be early bird special though, and early bird gets the worm. And that's what sucks. But I have so much stuff going on. I think I'm going to have to start, with power comes responsibility. And, I want everybody to have anybody who wants to be in that position. I want everybody to know that they have an equal part here. Even if you're not moderating or you're like intertwined in the channel directly, everyone's voice matters on here, just so everyone knows. I'm just making that common knowledge and obvious for if you don't know, now you know. Everybody, as long as it makes sense, like-minded. I mean, we take everything under heavy advisement. We do every suggestion. We don't take orders. We take requests. A request and order are two different things. Just like, don't let somebody try to tell you, explanation and excuse are two different things. Trying to fuck with you. Well, more than I want, okay? Way more than I want. You want to know why? We're not looking for silver. This ain't a silver hunting channel. This ain't even a coin channel. This is a universal channel, savvy? But we don't hunt our own kind. We don't hunt werewolves and vampires. So the last thing we'd be looking for is silver. But we don't blow our nose at it either because if it's in your hand, it burns. It's all of a sudden, before you feel the pain, all you hear is, "Welcome to Sizzlers." Ugh! And that's the truth. But no, we find it more than we want, honestly. And mostly with foreign coins. Matter of fact, you know how oh, damn. Again and again. Like Tim Garmelli. It's all in my head. I keep thinking about it over and over again. But yeah, I'm ready. Well, like I said, mostly with the foreign coins. We've been finding a lot of foreign coins that have been like a lot of silver. But I've been finding coins that haven't been posted. Just throwing them in the... I got to post them. You know how we found that one poncho coin? That Swiss? So I pulled that Panama coin out that night, remember? Because I was like, I think I got a foreign coin in here and we're reading it. It said United States of America and it said Philippines. Well, we made it on behalf of the Philippines at the end of World War II. Well, I found another Panama coin that we actually found on a live, I think 2 weeks ago. It's got a hat on it. Looks like the dude's ready for more war. Yeah, it's 19. Hold on here. Yeah, if you guys don't care, and anybody whose butt hurt, just lead off like a wild banshee on fire looking for water to jump in so you don't be burnt the hell up. Remember how we pulled this one out when we found that Swiss coin with Pancho Rivera on it and Paco Rabanne? We found out this was silver. We made this for Panama, though. We did. But this one right here, we found this one about a month and a half ago. Okay? It's the same. It's, I think, maybe 40% or some bullshit, but either way, it fetches just by itself, it fetches a pretty mint, but I had that one hiding in there too. And this one looks like it's straight Panama. But either way, they always like to put money in their coin. But we made these for them. This one, we made ones like this in silver, gold, for them to help get them on their back. Get them off their backs, get them to stand up again because, 45. What happened? Hitler just bought the farm. Everybody was taken out of under their oppression and liberated. And for everybody who died in vain to this very day, you know, reprimands is trying to be made, but hard to understand. But no, we like to find stuff that's got a lot of historic value. We'd be finding brutally unrealistic stuff in here. I mean, stuff that just, you're never going to find. That stuff people find every day because that stuff's more common. But what I'm trying to get at is when you be finding coins that ain't even from the century and got real historic value, that's when you're really doing something. That's when you're fucking moving mountains. Yeah, it's like the point of no return. Once you're in the wilderness, you got to be wild out there and wicked. Well, you'd be hunting me then, too, because I'm a vampire. Ain't vampires and werewolves allergic to silver? That's why I said we don't hunt for silver, man. We don't hunt our own kind. That's why that's why a lot of times when I'm just on here just going through the coins and I'm not looking, I'll look up. And a lot of people, they won't stop asking after they're told the first time what we're looking for. We're looking for stuff that's never intended for circulation. Simple as that. That, marsupial sunbats, new coins, heirs, novelty items, novelty coins, the whole get. And just like stuff like this. We found this earlier this week in 50-cent pieces. 17th century. Napoleon's grandson, while he was Emperor of France. Third of his name. King of the Andals. And the first men over there. The king of ice cream, the Rainer Reinhards. The bloodline of the cannon. Yeah, but, you know, that's the type of stuff that just doesn't. You don't find that. When you do find it, it's epic. You have a good night, man, and you behave so you can live another day. Because death and trouble don't discriminate. It's waiting for everybody around the corner. It's what they say. Idle hands is the devil's workshop, and you know he works overtime. Okay? So, cross your T's and dot your I's and iron out your wrinkles. We'll see you soon. Okay. The Frogmen. What is it with all these guys? I'm just glad I got up on. No, I need to get up. There's too much stuff going on. Man. My fucking hand is. What do you want? What's your malfunction? Not you again. Sticking you in a straitjacket. Dixon Psych Shoe Program. Your ass gonna be wrapped up. Oklahoma. And you want to know what? Maybe it didn't depend on the time. Might pull out the state quarter book and look at what shinies we got. Not the state book. I ain't got no quarter. I need somebody to find like master books for every quarter. Not from the inception of 25-cent pieces, but from the Washington quarter up. All the way to the state program till now present. I've obviously got a new one of those, the little ones, but like you've seen how I had those little ones, but they had the gaps in it. I need the master books for like the states and the parks. Hold on, I hope everyone ate their vegetables. Let me take it. Great. It's starting to storm around here again. It's going to be like Gagadin outside. Oh, good old Huntsville. Here we go. Why am I coming across her more frequently now? What? Here, can somebody give me a peace of mind? What is she doing? Why is it? And then after you can tell me, unless you don't know, and you just say don't know, I'll respect that. But then I'm going to ask, why is it up for speculation? Because that's not what it's supposed to be. That defeats the whole purpose of putting something on a coin. I mean, come on. What is she doing there? There's something wrong there. Every day. Every day. Okay. Every day. If you don't believe me, do what most people don't do that you probably didn't do. Go back and look at lives from the morning and yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that, and then you bear witness. Because you can't make this shit up, man. So that's why I do it with everybody. I don't do it in the confines in the corner in the twilight of my life. I just don't do it on here because I want to share it And there's no I in team. We're all together in this. Here, everybody's got diplomatic immunity because we all got one thing in common that we're trying to do in harmony. No fuss, no muss. My favorite coin that I've ever found? At this point, it's... it's right here. Right here. Napoleon's grandson when he was Emperor of France. 17th century coin, 170 years old. Found it less than a week ago on live. Yeah. Yep. Other than that, prior to that happening, 26 standing Liberty in the ground, absent metal detector. Wasn't even looking for coins. Affirmative. Stamps. If you got stamps with manatees on them, yeah. Oh, yeah, we look for errors and stuff like that and other things, but like we're on here for the thrill, the anticipation, the suspense, the action, the glory. So, you know, it's the thrill of the hunt. It's the whole thing of finding things that were never intended to be in here, weren't made or released in here, but ended up in here, and we're finding them. That's the biggest thing. Other than, you know, my northern yaks and my bats and stuff like that. Other than that, yeah, everything that we have yanked out of here. You know, if it's not an error, wasn't intended for circulation. That's why, you know, when we come across a lot of people come on here and then they either leave because they're thirsty, whatever. But you got a lot of people who want more channels like this because you don't get somebody who goes through every coin with a fine tooth comb. But there's a good reason for that. I mean, there's multiple factors that play in and, you know, open up more opportunities and avenues when it actually comes to this per se. And there's a lot of people who have an appetite for this who actually like to be right here for it, have a front row seat. But like I've got hundreds of coins for us to go through for errors. And, you know, I gotta get a magnifying glass, and it's like I get a decent one and do something. But, you know, got a lot of stuff I'm dealing with on my own, and I'm just happy that I do have the luxury to be on here the way I do because, you know, even when I got monetized, it was like, yeah, I gotta start going. There was times where I couldn't get on, so when I would get on, I'd pull 4, 5, 6 hour lives to try to make up for it, and it was like I said, when you got the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're left with it all, and you got people standing on the sideline watching you, wanting you to fail, and they don't understand how you have it, and it's like, you know what? People are standing there looking at your downfall. You already know they're miserable and they're just envious or whatever. So I use that as termination. I say that's one of those good problems. You're worried about little old me, and you got your own life to deal with, and you're wasting your precious time that you can't get back to worry about little old me. Oh, I must be fucking moving mountains. Oh, I must have the gift from Gap because you can't get none of that time back, just like none of us can. So, yet again, what is it with little old me and us that makes you so hot and bothered that you have to waste your precious time that you can never get back? And, you know, they really don't ever got anything to say. Not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Leg to stand on. So, you know, when you give somebody the brutal fucking reality, you know, most of the time they're not ready for it. So it's like putting a turtle on their back. Yeah. Desensitized. And then they're the ones feeling you know, goofy, because it's like I don't go from channel to channel. I don't go from channel to channel starting shit. I don't go from channel to channel talking shit. I don't open doors that can't close. I do what I do. That's why somebody comes on here starting stuff. We're going to continue to keep doing what we're doing, and nobody's going to get in the way of progress. You can do whatever you got to do. Just make sure you know you got free will and you're not on autopilot being a crash dummy. Well, things do happen. But nobody on here is going to extort any privilege they have. If anything, they would embrace it. Like I said, I ain't got enough time to be looking into stuff, and I have to. I have to deprive myself of sleep because I have to look into a couple things that you just brought up, buddy. Renee? No, I'm just saying, what you just brought up, I'm glad you did, because I actually have to look into that on my own account, and I need to start putting somebody in charge of that. Like, if somebody ever makes a complaint about being booted because he thinks he was booted unjustified, the thing is, I need to go back and look at the live, and it's not tedious, but it's like, God, time waits for nobody, and it's like, but sometimes you've got to crack a couple eggs if you want to make an omelet. I just don't want this guy to be one that was yanked when he shouldn't have got yanked, and he's not rectified for the situation. But I'd have to go back and see it or have somebody watch it. Because what I do remember on that live is it was the live. It was actually the live. This was unearthed. I do remember. It was that live. And all I know is there were so many people who were just gun-ho. I mean, fuck. They hit the ground running. They didn't look back. Those motherfuckers are ready to go down like the Titanic absent iceberg. All you heard them go, rip that thing open, because it was an ender on a roll. And it was up in the fucking corner. So that's what made it even more crazy. Because when I glanced at it, I was on some bullshit. One of my moderators, he's like, I'll blow somebody in the can if they think it ain't real. We know that's real. And I told him the truth. I said, I'm lucky you're not on the beginning. Because I said, you would have put me in the cannon. Because what I said, because when I seen it I was glancing at it from the row, I thought it might have been like a Chuck E. Cheese coin to get you to the back room so you could fight the final boss and shit, But no, we found out real fucking quick it wasn't. Napoleon's grandson, third of his name, Emperor of France. Yeah. True historic and epic find. But yeah, there was a lot of people on there that were just nonstop. Open it, grab it. And I'm like, I think there was a few of us that started giving people rides because it was like, don't tell us what to do. It's going to get opened. Everything in time reveals itself. Stop being a fucking hype about it. Like, literally, that's how bad it was. They were just nonstop. Come on. And it was like, bro, slow the fuck down and behave. Please. I suggest. Please. Like, I was... No, go. If you don't believe me, it's not that I don't care if you believe me or not. I'm just saying, that's... All you got to do is go back within 15 fucking minutes of the live. You're going to see what I'm talking about. I did, because I kept going, what the fuck is that? And then when I started, and it was like, I wasn't ripping out of the roll or grabbing the roll. Every time I go for another roll, because it was up in the corner, I was like, because it was an ender, like I told you, I kept glancing at it. And like I said, I said some crazy shit like, that Chuck E. fucking cheese coin, some special one, get you to the back room so you can get to that final boss. And fucking, I think I said some other shit like, so we can annihilate that cheese-eating little Master Splinter Stewart little bastard. Yeah, because I was just thinking so weird because I'm like, who is that? And then when I was glancing at it, it looks like Lenin. It looks like Lenin, the guy who was running the Soviet Union before Stalin, and then he copped an aneurysm. And then they put him in that glass dome for like 60 years for people to come through and gawk at him all the time, and then he poofed and disappeared. If you glance at him, it just looks like Lenin. Just his face features. But no, Napoleon III. And first thing I seen was Emperor while I'm just glancing each time. And then I looked at it from a different angle. I said, Napoleon. I was like, this ain't fucking ice cream, you. And then the minute I seen the 3, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. And then once we pulled it out, that's when I could see the year. Well, hey, you'll know exactly how I said it. You go back and look, but that's on you. Nobody's making you do anything. Like I said, you ain't broke, we ain't fixing it. But if you don't know, now you know. But there was people who come on who got butthurt, or they were like, "You need to give the coin away," or they said some dumb shit. And like I didn't see it at first because I was too busy doing this because I'm not looking at the screen. I can't while I'm doing this. If I'm looking at the screen, I'm not able to fucking go through the coins. So I glance at the screen here and there. And some people were just getting so fucking into their feelings. I thought they're gonna get sent right through the ceilings. Like I literally told them, like, dude, you fall, you ain't getting up. I suggest you rotate, dude. And before you knew, they were gone, and not on my behalf, but because they were fucking throwing caution to the wind, but they were just being on bullshit. But what's weird about when you find old historic stuff like that? That's a 170-year-old coin, okay? When that coin sat in my hand, and no absent the case, I'd have to say it's a little overwhelming and uncomfortable aura and that emits and that you consume. Like you get to feel everything this coin has been through from the inception of it till now, to this very second, and it's crazy. Like you don't get to like see it, but you get to feel it. It's weird. That's one thing that I can say that ain't gonna change either. I'll go down like the Titanic absent iceberg. You ain't gonna change my opinion on that. I know only just because how it made me feel. Like when we found out what it was, so much, man, so much endorphin, adrenaline, and dopamine was released all simultaneously. Man, I had to pull one of my arms back and hold it down because it wouldn't stop fucking shaking. Because I just, man, power to the moon, Alice. Like I literally thought I was in the Twilight Zone. Nah, because you're not expecting that type of stuff. We're looking for like American stuff that's not intended for circulation. Well, we know that this is totally intended for circulation, and you find foreign coins all the time, but that old, I'd like to have a club of people who could all relate, and like, yeah, I did that too. I know people have had to find other coins. But I just love that it's a big piece of history. It's got a lot of historical value, and yeah, that's what it's all about. Knowledge is power, and this is what we do. Mountain Hood. Hola. Whoever passes a sentence must swing the sword. Remember that one day. Otherwise, they do you. Only thing that'll happen is your head will roll away. Behave. Saratoga effect. Carbon footprint. When that was upside down, I was like, what is it, a fucking Pegasus on here or some shit? Yeah, I can't believe we got a gold-plated Spartan earlier. That's crazy. But yeah, we've been grabbing golds that are just worn out when not realizing it. But like I said, I like to do a lot of recon. So I know that we're not sitting here, blowing smoke and, giving out disinformation or, bad information. That's why if I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. Because I'm not going to sit there and make something up and hope it just goes through somebody's head, because that's how you fuck your reputation up real quick. Your credibility. Remember, it takes a lifetime to build a reputation, only seconds for it to crumble. You're fine. You'll come back on again. You came on, that's all that counts. Welcome to the channel if you subscribed. You have a good night. You behave out there. Live to see another day. Yep. Welcome to the channel. If you did subscribe, but that's on you. Yep. You be safe out there in gratitude. I'll be waiting for your humble return. Be waiting with warming and glowing embrace. So be safe out there. And remember, only you can prevent forest fires. Ooh, another one. I guess these guys are starting to learn how to behave now. Starting to get that. We're getting the new quarters more than we're getting the marsupial sunbats or the fucking bicentennials at this point. Oh, you will behave. You have to behave. There's nothing wrong with being naughty or misbehaving, but there's a right time for everything. Time and place. Keep your eye on the prize. Doubt is your true enemy. Time and patience is a true counter. That doubt, any doubt you have, any negativity comes bringing down anything that you're trying to do, drop it and let go of it like a bag of fucking bricks. And don't look back. Forget about it. That's right, Pappy. Cappy, Pappy. Behaving is the key. Only way you're going to learn to be a certified wildlife professional warlord and start saving manatees. Don't worry, they're going to find out. There's going to be warlord training. That don't surprise me. I think I'm the one who bought it for him. Out of pity, because he didn't have no honey in his pot. He tried to claim he just got up out of hibernation, but I seen he already took a wet shit and there's no cobwebs in his eyes, and he wasn't moving all, ooshy moosh, sloth mode like they do when they coming out, trying to do that stretch, their little bit of yoga or Pilates. I'm telling you, you gotta learn to behave. The bats and the babies, the bears, the bees and the birds. If they know how to behave, you can. You gotta give yourself a chance. That's not the plan, my friend. Until the body dies. You're fucking right. They just didn't realize it until after the fact. It was one of those things where it had that spiderweb collateral damage effect. It was reverse psychology. Why do you think they had that Smokey the Bear camp? That's where you went to go smoke all the weed and learn and exercise your lungs. I mean, they get you so damn high that you'd pass out with the sound bitch and you'd wake up with your sleeping bag inside a tent with 3 or 4 other people with their shit all on fire. That's how you learned how to stop, drop, and roll. I mean, shit, that's how he did the program. Big Burn takes its turn. He did more than that. He had them smoking so much that, like I said, they were waking up because they're dropping that shit and catching their shit on fire. So how do you think they learned to stop, drop, and roll? It's all set up by design. Then you got that little pin that had almost like the government guy on there. Says, we need you. Only it had Now we know you can prevent forest fires. Oh, he did more than that. Nice. I don't know what's going on. Thank you. Somebody tried to hit me with a fucking... Somebody tried to assassinate me on the last live. Yeah, they sent 2 packages. Like a bomb. Red wire, green wire. Get the fuck out of here. I gave it back to him. I said, no, that's for you, man. I said, if it ain't broke, I ain't fixing it. Huh? Yeah. Bye, bye, bye. Somebody else better behave. At least you didn't try to pull the wool over my eyes. It wouldn't have mattered, though. Because I ain't got my Manson lamps on. But everyone's got blinders on to the world. Yeah, you've seen that, though, right? You guys got to see that. If I seen it, you guys seen it. It's part of the chat. Did you notice that when that popped up? Because I'm like, at first, I didn't pay no attention to it. And then I seen that it had, like, timers on it, energy bars. Click, 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 click. And all I could think about was, like, defusing a bomb or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, he thinks I'm a dum-dum. He thinks I'm lost in the sauce. Oh, I see what's going on here. We're going to send his ass to fucking slip and fall school. He's the one drunk off that clown sauce. Crash dummy. Deluxe. Yeah, because he didn't say a fucking word at because he was like, why didn't you do it? What do you mean why? There you go. You pick one. He didn't even pick one. He ran. Draft dodger. And I told him, I said, we're going to get you. Somebody's going to send you a present. Big fucking wet, stinky bag of Panamanian dog shit. Yeah, the thing is, though, like, it was wanting me to pick in between. Like, one or the other. That's an ultimatum. I'm not giving nobody an ultimatum on here. If I wanted to be given an ultimatum, be told what to do, I would have never made it off parole in 09. I would have never made it to parole out of the joint 09. Let alone off parole. Hell out of here. Like, if it wasn't ill will, but how do you take it? I'm so used to, when motherfucker being nice to you, there's always a fucking angle. There's always some kind of catch, some hidden agenda. That's how I always be. Never turn my back down. You're fucking right. But you knew that was nothing but good. That was somebody trying to set me up, opening stages to try to set me up, to try to knock us down like dominoes. And I'm sorry. We got to stay on defense. We're not out trying to attack. Like I said, we're not out doing nothing wrong. But we got to stay on defense because there's going to be a lot of goofy shit going on as we get bigger. And it's part of the territory. Motherfuckers don't like progress. And it's like if they would just stand up and worry about themselves and put their mind at the task at hand with deadly purpose, absent negative thoughts, they would be where we're at, but at a different level because, not everyone's going to be at the same spot. But, Pappy, you remember when I started this channel when I didn't even have 200 subscribers. You, like I said, you were one of my day ones. You wanted the foundation. You wanted the pillars that holds us up. You do remember that, though. Like, you were one of the very first ones. So, why do you think I was a little mad that you're the last one to become moderator right now, and you should have been one of the first ones to become moderator? But because I was trying to keep the fucking peace with fucking Control Freak. No, it drives me nuts because I some people think I care too much, or I just don't like it. It's like if I can prevent it and some unnecessary bullshit, whether it's an argument, this or that, a confrontation, I want to squash this shit in the womb so we ain't got to worry about it. One less thing to worry about. Water under the bridge. Back at you, man. Feelings neutral. Like I said, the sky's the limit. Hey, you already know what's going on at this point. You already know. I told you back when I had 100 subscribers, 80 something subscribers. What did I tell you, man? I said, hey, I'm gonna be plowing belt the ass on here, man. I said, in the blink of an eye, you're gonna be right here. You're gonna be my left. Remember that? Remember what I said? I said you're gonna be like Euchre. You gonna be my left bower. He gonna be my right bower. Yeah, and they gonna follow suit. They gonna die. Yeah, they gonna follow suit or they break a leg. And like I said, you think about that, right? And I think about a year from now. As long as we just keep doing what we're doing, that's what I'm saying, man. I don't go out be looking for. There ain't nothing good out there, man. I've already been to hell and back. It's time for me, to do what's right, to do what I know is right. Keep going. But no, I could never forget any of the day ones. Just like The Real. He should be a moderator. I actually think I'm going to make him one and without him even knowing it and see what the fuck he says. Yes, exactly. See, I don't want people to be on the point of no damn return because I'm not trying to take you out to the wilderness because you're a wild animal. We all got a beast inside of us. There's always a golden ladder reaching down when a man comes around. And there's on your bed. Stand up. With every shit and everything for this guy. Will you diverge that last bit and gut before you run into the potter's round when the man comes around? And that was my big thing, and I feel like with the presence I have now, if I was able to bring that back, because that's my thing. I wanna help people not have to go through stuff that we went through, or have to end up being a nutcase like this. What is she doing, guys? And then don't tell me she's having a good old time and she's testing her clapper. Clap on the clapper. That wasn't 1989, you. You ain't pulling the wool over our eyes. You might get away with that with the old ladies and the humpbacks and the fucking lepers, but not us. No, because that's the only thing that I can come up with. And I'm not going to grow a tumor over that damn coin. It looks like she's testing the clapper. Clapper came out in 89 or some shit. Ooh. Damn, I guess it's the bear that got you, huh? Well, I'd have to say stalemate. Draw. But you're still going endangered species list. You gotta go to infirmary. Plus, we need to, we gotta debrief you. We want to know exactly what happened down to a T. How that bear had its way with you. Was it physically, mentally, socially, sexually? Did it traumatize you to the point that where you can't come out anymore? We want to know exactly the origins of the bear. And by the way, when you're out there, did you see Bigfoot or the Yeti or the Sasquatches? You're damn right, save the manatees. I'll let you know this right now. With the Gobstomper here from earlier this week, we've saved every fucking manatee in a very large radius. Like, we have full autonomy over people already. Hey, contingencies are in play for anybody who wants to try to get cute and start fucking with manatees from areas that we just liberated from. We're trying to herd the northern axe out, but we got to get boxes of nickels. That ain't all 2025 Philly Duntadunts. Okay, C84. Either way. That lady in that coin did not have the clapper. That's what I'm getting at. So what the fuck could she have been doing? Hmm? Hmm? Yeah, I was a few years off. I knew it was the 80s. And I was just a fucking shite. I just remember seeing that fucking commercial all the time. Right before the lady looked like she did a fucking beached whale turn over to the other side and just croaked. I was like, clap on the clap. And I'm thinking, well, what the fuck are you doing there in the chair doing your little fucking mitten warmer? Whatever the fuck you're doing over there. You sure as hell not playing head, shoulders, knees, and toes because you in a fucking chair. So I want to know what you cuddling your hands up for, cuffing your fucking hands like you taking a huff off the pipe. You think they're going to tell you what needs to be there or what she's doing? We already know who it is, but they don't tell you what they're doing. And there could be a million and one things that they could be doing. All I know is every other coin that we've come across that's part of the state program, or any coin period, it's not, you already know what's going on with the coin. You see what I'm getting at though? Like, it shouldn't be up for pondering of what happened. Like, that was an epic fail. Just like there. Space again. Nothing but space in the outline of the United States. And they couldn't take more space, stick it there, take away the palm tree and put the manatee in Florida? Huh? Told you I'm never going to let them live that down. That was bogus. We actually have one state where we have manatees. There's only 3 different species we know of. One of them's in Florida. And this is what we got to deal with. Well, whatever. Why are we getting a lot of them? There's that bar. Once I put a paw, take up bottom of that jaw. Wow, too much Dr. McKillicuddy's. See, yet again. Wow. And you see why I said the manatee should have been on Florida? The space thing's You fucking commie tripe. 3 in a row? This ain't baseball, you. Ooh, Drosky. Oh, never done that. Drummer boy. Can't even see the mint mark. DP. You know, smoke the Drowskis. Oh, you. Where do you think you going? Ain't going nowhere. Out of there. Bye, bye, bye. Drowski! The fuck? Rubber duckies and whoopee cushion. Ooh, I found an error, I think. The eye nose? The eye nose there? No, anybody hear the Nostradamus eye nose there? Yeah. Things. What are things? Objects? Unless you're objectifying a human being like a piece of meat. Yeah, what are we looking for? Rubber cushions and rubber duckies. Things that are not intended for circulation. Did you guys notice though the nose thing? I come across that. Yeah, no, did you see it though? There's an error. I come across it before I got on live, and it looks just like the one they were showing. And even if it ain't, I don't care. I'd rather be thorough and consistent. No, it's not a good deal. You're getting fucking ripped off. You might as well let somebody put one in the back of your head and take them, because that's the type of deal they're giving you. Don't get rid of any of your pennies. That is a fucking bogus deal. Well, I haven't looked at the nose one like that, so I wouldn't know. Like I said, I yanked it just because I thought, but what I think and what is, true is. No, I'm dead serious. I'd keep every fucking penny you have. I don't care if you can't read what's on it and it's defaced. Keep every penny you have, all of them, no exceptions. And if you like dimes and there's certain dimes, I'd start grabbing them up too, because in a blink of an eye, they're discontinuing them. So they're going to fade out slowly with deadly purpose and distant memory. And on it goes. And you're quite welcome. Welcome to the channel. Oh, see another. I love it when it's the bottom ender and you can't see it. It's the first one. Save the manatees! Marsupial sunbatten baby. Oh, yeah. My favorite chord in the whole wide world. Whoa! Yeah. That's my favorite quarter in the whole wide world. Because the bats know how to behave with the birds and the bees. Yes, especially with the Droskis. The frogmen. Come on, more marsupial sunbats. We need to get to the northern yak. Getoshi. Well, I don't think he wanted to live. He was the header. God rest his soul. There we go. Here we fucking go. What is it with you guys? I'd rather know that you guys are sneaking over to Guam so you can be with your little girls and your PI. Smoking on that tar stick, getting it in. Planting cavitation plates on our ships. Yeah, save the manatees. Fuck yeah. What? You will behave. What? Yeah. What? You want to know what? I think everybody want to know. Oh, yeah, we just cracked 2 bats in the same roll. Frogmen charge. Like the plan, my piano to the body dies. Yeah. Again, we got a gold plate. We got in a couple of them, but we found one that actually had gold still on it, which is cool. But yeah, these wear out just like the Kennedy ones do, which makes sense. But we grabbed 2 or 3 of those, son guns. You're damn right. Marsupial sunbats. Yeah. Shit. You're damn right Granny's on that shit. That high-powered shit. She just won't get off us. She's so far up our ass when she spits, it comes out of our mouths. Gangster Granny in that walker. Wee-you. Granny got some tricks up her sleeve, though. I can see her. Sally Ride. Harper's Perry. Okay. Vermont. Yeah. Ooh. Up. Thank you for your donation. What? Hell yeah, we're cracking them motherfuckers backs and heads. Hopping out giving them double taps. Homestead. Don't drink the water. No, you're not. I've got 200 of them right over here. So no, you're not weird. And let me ask you something. What's normal these days? At least here we know what's going on, right? We know what she's doing, right? She's making people behave by teaching them knowledge by reading a book. Now you take her twin evil sister that's sitting in a chair facing the opposite direction, and she's sitting there looking like she's fucking casting magic and shit. Oh, yes, save the manatees. Yes. Fuck. Oh, yes. I fucking love it. Yeah. Don't worry, the big one will come over and say hi. This was the last one we found on live 4 or 5 hours ago. I thought it was a fucking West Point or a strike the way it's so shiny. So I had to see it. Oh, you just don't know. Right here. I love my baby, my bats and the babies. They know how to behave with the birds and the bees. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's the brutal reality. Look at this. After this, we've got 9 rolls left. And God forbid we get a little pep in the step. We might just, what? But either way, I had to get back on here just because I might not be able to get on here later today because I got a lot of stuff going on. Like, I'm going to be going to bed right after this because it's still storming outside. But I told myself, I said, I might not be able to get on later. I said, I might as well just get on now, even though, but you know how, I told you, I'm here. I'm here. What do you want, Manatee? Come here. What? I said behave. What? I said behave, Manatee. Oh, no. Damn you. Always up to no good, I'm telling you. Tired of your shenanigans, you. You better shape up. No, that's what I'm talking about. The land manatee. She wanted to jump up here, and you guys remember there's times when she come up here and just throw herself down. She's so big, and just lay right here, and it messes up the live a little bit, and then it takes time for me to regroup. Well, she was trying to get up here, and I wouldn't let her, so she knocked down this fucking this thing that's holding stuff in, and then ran away. Some fucking optical illusions. You talking about Optimus Prime. Optima. Yo, fate, even your plate, don't better put that in the wrong chair. Comstock Special. Patty Hearst, Stockholm Syndrome Edition. Well, you want to know what? I'm sorry, but the way I am on here is exactly who I am when I'm off here. I don't. There's no phone booth over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't jump in that phone booth, flip out, boom. And I'm sorry, there's too many people. And I understand that it comes with it for most of them. Like, they don't do it by default. So if they start making content and they're getting tread, they gotta put on that persona of this. Well, I just act like myself because it's easier to act who you are than to try to be something you're fucking not. That's just how I feel. I've always been brutally honest with everything just because I started getting locked up when I was 9 years old when my dad died. You know, we all destined for great and unfortunate things. And I'll tell you this right now. A lot of the unfortunate stuff started happening to me very, very young age. I'll be 40 this year, you know, but what I'm trying to get at is a lot of people never wanted for nothing, and they've had everything at their fucking feet. They have the whole world at their feet, and they're still walking around like fucking impending doom, and like butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. Well, we know how it is with them, but what I'm trying to say is this is for people who we can all relate in one way, shape, or form. This is for people to be able to get together and coincide in harmony. Absent her fucking voodoo bullshit. Go find a fucking Ouija board, you. This is, you know, I can't do it without you guys. There's no I in team. Our ships must all sail in the same direction, okay, guys? So we all in the same regard. So that's why I done told you, and I'll say it, and that's one thing that I will repeat over and over again because a lot of people don't get to hear it. Whether you're intertwined as a moderator or something like that, that is a formality. Anybody who is connected to this channel, if you subscribe, if you follow, whatever, your word has power. It's equal. That's why I tell people, don't be shy when it comes to, you know, leaving suggestions. Well, I need open-minded people. We know, hey, people like my channel for certain reasons. Well, I think they'd like it even more if they knew that you guys were, you know, you had autonomy because, you know, there's a lot of times I'm doing these because people ask for this. Well, that's what I want. I love suggestions. You know, if we can open other avenues that is going to help expand and help us utilize what we have and, you know, just make things more positive for everybody. Yeah, my favorite too, because I got some of the books I want to start filling them. Well, I'll let you know this right now. You don't need to know anything about coins to get into coins. You know how many people follow us that are into coins now and know more than what they thought they would know in 2 or 4 lifetimes, and they've only been on here maybe a month? You're not the first one to come on going, hey, I want to indulge in coins, but I don't know where to start. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. So Don't be discouraged on leaving because nobody's telling you to leave. You gotta stick around, man. Hey, nothing good in life comes easy. You gotta play to pay. You want that knowledge. It's just like a class, man. A lot of people don't want to go to class. But if you want that change bad enough, you want something new, you'll bite the bullet. You'll take it on the chin. But that's at your pace. Nobody's going to force you. That's at your speed. Indeed. Mercury dimes are good. No, then you should really be floating like Juno upon cloud, Pappy. What? There you go. Nothing exceeds but excess. You're living proof. That's the type of stuff I like to hear. The Denali without the Yukon. Oh, great. Guam. We're helping the Grenadans. We're helping the Grenadans. No cavitation plates, boys, please. Oh, fat boy, fit pork chop. You want a triple throw them in the doorstep. I don't give a fuck. All right. We've got what? 7 left after this roll. Not too bad. I think we did pretty good with this last bit right here. At least we can pop another coffin open when we want to start back up. The fuck? D? D for Duntadont. Whoops, sorry guys. Trowski! Yeah. Fucking remind me of fucking MacGyver and McNulty's fucking love child. Hell no. You alright? What is up with that? Come on, no. Sorry, guys. I don't know what were you doing up at Smurf's ass? How did you know that? You didn't have the time. What were you doing up at Smurf's ass? Fuck. Well, they must have gave him a roofie and took him to the Blue Man Group, and then the Smurf there had its way with him. Shit him out like yesterday's sausage the following morning on the side of his corner. Woke up to him, a homeless man poking him, going, "Have you seen a real bright light?" Did you just see a real bright light? That son of a bitch just took my pants. What? Behave. Fault the formation, fault the command, and face that summation. You will learn the way of behaving. You will adjust to the new form of reality. I'll take you to Huntsville, Texas, and you can listen to flesh sizzle. Welcome to Sizzlers, baby. I don't think you really need it. I don't need you to beg me, please, or say that you believe in Jesus. Dude, don't even talk about Cactus. Uh-oh. Look at that, the Vicksburg. The triple cannons with the ballistas over them. They were shooting ballistas too with the cannons? Damn, they were trying to stay medieval over there, Genghis Khan style. Oh my God, I want my money. You just don't understand, I'm not supposed to be here. Fuck it, no. You bring up, hey, Pappy. Cappy. Capitan. Fuck it, you're an ass. Hey, bro. You know I like the Droskis, but check this out, man. You talk about Cactus, right? I just watched a fucking video where this guy takes his fucking son to Arizona to go meet his grandparents, right? Okay. And it was a little superstitious for me because my daughter has... We hail from a lot of twins. Twins run real deep in our family. She's got two grandparents that are twins. And, you know, it just runs real deep with us. So she's going to see, like, her great aunt out there and, you know, shit like that. She went out there. So, like, I'm thinking about it, she's taking pictures, new cactuses, all this other shit. But, like, I just watched a fucking video probably 30 minutes before I got on here where I told you this guy took his son out to Arizona. You know, meet Grandpa and Granny. Remember, laces out. But they go out and he's fucking with the cactus and they got shotguns. And his dad actually tells him, "Why don't you take a shot at it? Shoot it right at where it's coming out of the big one out of the ground." What do you fucking think happened when the motherfucker hit it with the gauge? It shot that big heavy bastard down right on top of him and killed him. Yeah. Talk about... That kid not stuck on stupid? Kid just had bad luck. Genetic misfire with the dad, you know. I don't know what the fuck the dad was saying. I don't think he was thinking. But the dad, he's got to live with that. That's the worst part. He's got to live with that because he's probably going to blame himself. And I don't know what that's like. And I don't want to know that feeling because that's just a weird way to go out. I mean, no, I'm dead serious. And it was, you know, it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? It was rough. Yeah, sorry about the visual turbulence. Pilot, the co-pilot, are we flying? Yeah, no, doubt it. Yeah, 15-year-old kid. Right in his grandparents' backyard. I can actually send it to you. I can send it to you, man. I'll send it to you. It was one of those type of situations, man. He was dead. His body just didn't know it yet, man. And his dad probably is fucking prostrate with grief. Because I'll tell you this right now, I never, I can't remember ever telling him like, hey, why don't you go take a whack at that, huh? Hey, go stick your fucking thumb in that fucking beehive and kick it and yell at it and tell it to fucking behave. Tell him you want to hear him buzzle and bumble. You want to rumble in the jungle. No, oh, save the manatees. What? Yeah. Every time I find it, it all goes away. You can't take that. The bat and the baby and the birds and the bees. You better believe or behave. Yeah, and you know how heavy that shit is because it's full of water. People cut cactuses open to extract the water out of them to live. So imagine a fucking almost a 20-foot cactus and it's got a straight one and then two that come out. And the dad goes, oh, take your shotgun and hit that one on the side right at the bottom. Motherfucking thing fell right down on him, man. Yeah, a fucking straight cactus with fucking. Oh yeah, he said he got fucking atomic frog splashed by a fucking puffer fish or some shit. Porcupine special. I don't know. You know, when you're not expecting that type of shit to happen too, it's probably. I don't know if it was like a. I don't know if it killed him instantly, but it was confirmed he was smoked right there. It's almost like cutting tree down the wrong way and it fucking coming down on the end, turning you to a fucking manhole cover. Hola. $45 out of 50, or whatever we did out of this one, but we're gonna do the rest. Got 5 rows left. Finding some decent stuff. Still no strikes or proofs or West Points, but that's okay. Like I said, it makes sense because last time we found West Points back-to-back V75s, you know, within rolls of each other, and then Napoleon's old ass, Napoleon's grandson is Emperor, at the 50-cent piece boxes, yeah, and we found another gold strike, Kennedy too. Not healthy like the very first one, but enough gold on it to let you know. Oh. No, didn't have the time. I didn't. Who took the purse? Why? You know who to put it on? Because there we go again. Method to the madness. What is she doing there? Looks like she's making up some scante so she can twirl Pookie in the blowtorch all night. Fucking in there. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Why do you think I told you guys don't go to Guam and help the grenades? Because look what we're doing now. Wow. How convenient. How convenient. So how many of you guys got lockjaw again? Because if you were here, you were smoking gunpowder out of brass pipes. That gets you lockjaw. Especially when you use red brass, not yellow. Either or. Why? You had a job to do. Simple. Oops, sorry, no tortilla. There you go. Are you talking to me? You said just go build casinos? We'll get back to that. Hey, 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 hey. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Whatever the hell she's doing in that fucking chair in the fucking corner. Don't say I didn't try to warn you. Yatoshi. Ooh. Hey. Oh, you Shizen MacGyver. You communist. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We got 4 left after this one. Watch where you spit. Oh, you know better. And now you are sick and you're under the weather. Granny be pulling them hits. That's why she got that walker. She's like, I don't do them drive-bys. I do them walk-ups. I don't do from blocks away. She goes, I'm telling you, boy, I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I'm telling you. She's like, I'll roll up on you and stand straight up over you. Shwin-a-ding ding ding. Shwin-a-ding ding ding dum dum. You gonna learn? You gonna behave? Or do we gotta send you to reform school so you can reflect on your actions? Harper's Perry. Whoever passes the sentence must swing the sword. If you behave, you won't see your head roll away. Saratoga effect. Behave. Hope. Hope from the Pope. Any hope from the Pope, you're begging for it. That D block. Fucking smug face. Dr. McKillicuddy smells some bit. What? Nah. Yeah. Then do it again. Can't wait till we get back on later today. I'm a fucking bone crusher. Comstock special, baby. Yee! Prospector of the year. Save the manatees. What is your malfunction, commie tripe? Too many shots with Sally? Yeah, I bet. Come over here. By the ear, you. No, yeah, they fucked him up. That's why I said, come here, you. The Denali. Absent Yukon. Fucking communists with them fucking timbers. Arctic pine wheels. Ohio, tumbleized. What happened to you, buddy? You look all fucked up. All right. 4 left. Here we go. Mysteries abound. Sorry, guys. You know, the fat boys got to feed them pork chops. If you want to trip them, throw a fucking doorstop. Ooh, Drosky. Ooh. Yeah. Ouch, double header. Drosky! Whoever passes sense must swing the sword. If you behave, your head will not roll away. Saratoga effect. Behave. You commie Oh. Gaima! You. Wow, you cart. I'll place your head upon Pike over there. Fucking Momo. Drosky! Hey, must be the Drosky! Doris! Agnes! Virgil! Cecil! Where are you, Waldo? What? Time to smoke the Drosky. Yeah. See? Told you. Teach you how to do the Drosky. What, did you see what I was telling you about? Did you find it? You hear the... Oh, I was about to say, because when that motherfucker lands on him, you hear him go, what? And it's over with. They cut that bitch off. It was almost like equivalent to like when Irwin got hit with that stingray right through the heart, like Cupid's arrow. All you could hear is, can you feel me? Can you feel me? Can you feel me in your heart? Can you feel me make your heart click? You know, I've got a bone to pick with whoever the fuck that was who was trying to assassinate us earlier. Who sent those 2 bombs? Those 2 present bombs? That was an ultimatum. Pick or, choose. Right? Better. I already know what I'm going to tell them. Yeah, I just thought of this. Never mind. I'm going to wait. Fuck it. Nah, there's no reason. I'm going to wait to fucking hit him with it. Hit him with that straight venom. Make him crappy. Hey, make him froth from it. Crappy flop. No, Steve Irwin was awesome. Yeah. Everyone's behaving. We might as well just let it be. Ain't nobody on here trying to cause no waves. Let alone ripples. Yeah. You know, now if we had somebody acting fucking very inappropriate and trying to be a very awful person and they're coming on here and pulling their goblin out and waving it in front of everybody, there'd be trouble. But, you know, it'll be all right, though. Anytime that you're having a hard time, you just can't freak out and pull your goblin out and wave it in people's faces. Now, these weird motherfuckers be doing that shit too. And I hope somebody ain't dumb enough to go, well, how would you know that? Well, whenever somebody gets in trouble, it becomes public record, common knowledge. As long as you ain't been under a rock and you do know how to read, but fucking walnuts do more than a lot of these. So I don't know. These ones that come on starting shit, they would. Fucking with them's like trying to build on quicksand. Nothing good gonna come of it. Come on, bats and babies. Where's the bat and the baby? Hell yeah. How we doing? One more time. Got that 2 hour mark too. Ooh. We made pretty damn good work of it. Yeah, how do you think you're going? Oh, we'll get to you later. You ain't going nowhere. Drosky. Yo. Voyagers. Oh, shit. Bicentennial. Oh, always teach the Grota Trotsky. Always teaching the Grota Trotsky. You will learn the Grodrowski on here, guaranteed. Or you'll be drunk with this fucker. Dr. McKillicuddy. All right, last but not least, beast from the Middle East. Fuck. Wait, a motherfucking burn a mic or two. Shit. Here we go. We're gonna have a little lean back time after this roll. Whoever wants to go, you can go like a wild banshee on fire looking for water to jump in. Only you won't be in the middle of a desert, so you will not burn the fuck up. You'll just get back to your ledge. But, oh. Suicide jumpers. Might as well grab them now and get them off the pavement. They know with wet stains and lumps of hair at this point. Ooh, not too bad, not too bad. What's that? Okay, 8. Yeah, that ain't bad. I have the whole rip? Yeah. Okay. I know, she's always, well, that too. That's pretty fucking disturbing. Especially that. What is that? Peekaboo, I see you. I'll fucking take your eyes out, you. You got no clap when I'm done. Nice. I told you. There's always somebody doing somebody else's bidding. Fucking Yoshimitsu. What did I tell you guys? If you want to go to Guam, just let me know. You ain't got to ferry over. No cavitation plates. You want to hold the grenade, so be it, but don't be helping them by planting cavitation plates on our ships. Yeah, you're fucking right. You're damn right. See, it's like I know you from another life, man. Yeah, Yoshimitsu. If I had that big ass dumb bear come after me, try to manhandle me, I just stuck him with that fucking sword a couple times. It was over with. Well, I started doing them tornado spinning, fucking whacking his ass. Yeah. That fucking bear, though, Puma, man, fuck that. I don't like that motherfucking Puma, man. Puma be on that bullshit. Come on, you. Oh, you fucking Florida communist. Ah! You said you gotta stay up? Yeah. She's keeping your ass up. Because you too afraid to fall asleep. Grododrowski. Alright, that was the last of that box, guys. Jeez Louise. Yeah, we got some stuff. We got some stuff not intended for circulation, but it's not what was massively on our list. Got some new quarters and shitload of baths, so we're stacking our chips so hard and shack on his tiptoes. Meanwhile, over here it never ends. Because time waits for nobody. Don't ever let nobody get in your way. You're going to find out. You start doing other things, and it's nothing wrong with it, and nothing but positive improvement in your life, and all they do is try to talk you out of it and try to make you feel stupid if you do it. Telling you right now. Separate yourself. Because it seems like you can find people that you trust your whole life, but then the minute that you want to start changing or you do change, they'll do anything in their power to prevent it from happening or convince you not to pursue. Yeah, no. No, you're gone and you're not coming back. Dumbass. Filthy mouth. I love that when somebody comes on job, filthy mouth. Do something. Or get out of here. Literally. Like, you really think that you're going to get on my dull sensibilities? You're going to go out of your way to waste your time to tell me about my mouth. So where's my bar of soap? I thought you came bearing gifts. Put that person on a list in case they want to pop up and be cute again after their 30-minute timeout. Because we won't be on for 30 minutes, but they try to act all stupid and smart if you notice. You see how arrogant they were? Like butter wouldn't melt in their fucking mouth? Oh, dirty mouth. I'm out of here. Bye. Well, you obviously didn't leave quick enough because I was able to send you out in the fucking catapult, dumbass. Try me again. You want to try that again? Yeah. Now, I know she's on here still watching. You want to try that one again? Simple Sally? You didn't think that one out too well, did you, Brownie? Come on, you. You can conjure the courage. You can't be frightened, child, if you come on here starting shit like that. Oh, I know. You do what you gotta do. I'm waiting off here anyways. I wanted to knock this out in case I can't get on tonight. Because these people that come on, I love when they come on doing that shit. You wanna know why? It just shows you you're doing something good. No, because for them to waste their time with little old us, and then that one, so arrogant. Little did she know she was gone already. Gone. Fucking cavity. Out of here. You go yap that fucking hole in that head, you call your face to somebody else. Don't fucking act like some fucking tough person on here. I bet you because the minute you get off here and you say something to somebody in the flesh, I guarantee they'll smack the fucking taste out your face. You will have corona. You will behave. If you can quote the rules, you fucking obey them. If it's a hanging offense here, have me quartered. I'm rooted. I ain't going nowhere. Like, comment, subscribe. Is your warlord with them? We will be back. If anybody's got anything to bring to the table, go ahead. Don't shy. We don't bite. We're looking for like-minded individuals. Remember, until then, keep your head on a swivel. And guess what? Stay safe and dangerous. Cross your T's, dot your I's, iron out your wrinkles, and eat your vegetables. We don't need no broke dick Popeyes on here. Save the manatees!